So I'll start talking a little bit and we'll go from there. So my name is Martin Aedma. I'm first time in the Globetrotters camp. I've known Christian since 2008. If you go on YouTube and put there Estonian guard passes from hell, that's me. That's on Christian's channel. First time we met. And since the camp came right to the backyard, I'm from Estonia originally. I live now in Finland. It was quite a good trip to come down here and to my first camp. So, but more on the subject that I'm going to cover. It's not going to be guard passes from hell this time. I am going to, on the opposite, talk a little bit about open guard recovery, but maybe even more importantly is that how I am going to do it. Because I only want to show you really one move. That's what I want to show you. Jonas, yeah? Basically, by the end of the class, what I want you to be able to do, maybe not as fast, but if you just grab a hold of my leg and you just pull me across. Yes. And that's it. That's all I want you to do by the end of the class. But we're gonna get there in really small steps. And that's the way over the years I've started to teach more and more. I have this kind of a mentality that less is more, so there's not many things that you really need to know. There's some movements that are very crucial to jiu-jitsu. I think this is one of them, especially in the open guard. And if you really understand what the coordination is required to do that movement, then you're off to a good start in the open guard in general. So I like to break down the movements and skills to much smaller particles, and then in the end you will combine them and you'll understand, because it's quite a complex move. If I just go over all the details, what you need to do there, that you would make it really smooth and you'll be able to do it very well. But we'll start off very simple drills, and I hope by the end of the class you'll understand what I'm on about. So okay, open guard, I want to teach you this is what I call them. Come here. When I teach open guard and open guard recovery, there's a few things that I want people to know. That's the basic posture here. I'll go over that because that's crucial. That everything begins with the posture. If posture is a bit bad, all the movements are going to be bad. So you need to be able to defend passes that are going to come from the outside. This is something that we're going to go over today, because your movement is essentially going to be the same with a little bit of a variations. So when somebody passes so that both of your legs are going to be on one side, how do you recover the guard? So that's going to be the movement that I'm going to go over today. But to be wholesome in the open guard defense, you'd also need to know when somebody's coming through the middle, what do you do then? Or when he tries to come underneath your legs. Those three big areas, if you're able to have answers for them, you'll have a good open guard. Now, so the posture is one thing that we'll go over, and we'll do exercises on that. And another thing is spinning motion. We need to be able to invert and feel really at home with the inversion. So that's the first thing that I'm going to start off with. How we do inversion, and we'll do several drills on it. So don't leave yet, but I want you to take some space for yourself in a moment. You take some space for yourself. And then all you're going to do is you're going to take this basic open guard posture, which means you bring your legs close to legs wide. Make sure you engage your core. I'll be talking about engaging the core quite a bit. This is a very important part of connecting your entire body. So you're here, and all you're going to do is just throw your legs over. And when you're in the spinning position, when you're in inverted position, there's a couple of things that I want you to pay attention to. One of them is that you want to bring your toes lower towards the ground, but at the same time keep your lower back also low against the ground. That's what I'm trying to do. You won't be able to achieve unless you're very, very flexible, but that's what you're trying to achieve here. And in that way, your head is very light. You're never on your neck. You shouldn't be on your neck. Now my hip is high. Even my toes are on the ground, but my hip is high, so I'm on my neck here, which is not good. I should be able to lift my head off the ground, look left and right. I should be on my upper back. So that's the really first exercise that we're going to start off this sequence of moves with. You're going to throw your legs over the head. You're going to try to bring your toes towards the mat, and at the same time your lower back against the mat. And then you just try to maintain this position. Okay? So grab a little bit of space for yourself, and we'll go from there. We'll do a lot of drills. I'll give you a couple of minutes, and then we'll keep going and going and going. Okay? toes towards the mat, lower back against the mat as well. You're trying to do that, and most likely your hamstrings are going to be the limiting factor. But that's something it's going to develop over time. Okay. So next up, I want you to do this move with a partner, and we'll do it in this way. So just go on your knees. One guy will be on the knees, and for starts, again, we're going to start off just the same way. You're going to be upside down with him, so you can throw your legs over. And here, you can start to use your partner to try to bring your legs further down low. And as you bring them lower, you can try to stretch your back against the mat while walking the feet lower. Stretch your back against the mat, and you'll feel a lot of, I feel at least, and to most of you, I would imagine it's the same. The limiting factor is hamstrings here. So if you're very tight on your hamstrings, you're here, you can't stretch it out too much. But as you train this and you start, as I told you, you need to get comfortable in this position to be able to have a really nice open guard so you're able to flow here. So start stretching a little bit. So you push your feet off of him and you try to walk them lower back against the mat and toes against the mat. That's what you're aiming for. And then you can even a little bit tilt to the left and right here. Your head is always light. Head is very light here. So that's the next exercise. Grab a partner and go. Again, if you've never maybe tried spinning before, or you're not really part of your game and it feels a bit awkward to you, it's something, as with anything in life, any area in life, jiu-jitsu or otherwise, you just got to start working a little bit and you'll get better and better, start flexing better there, your hamstrings get loosened more. Next up, we're going to invert now, properly, starting from when we're not inverted in front of the guy. And the way we're going to do it is, we're going to start it off like this. Your partner is again on your knees. You'll take this kind of your bottom foot is going to hook on his hip on one side. You're going to be totally on your side. You're not going to be on your back here. Totally on your side here. And you bring the leg over. This is like helping tools. I don't know what the exact English word for it, but the goal here in the end, not even today, but in the end as you train this, is to be able to invert without using any hands or legs here. I should be able to, using inversion like this here. But we're going to again use, at first we're going to use, I'll show you the elements that you can use to make it easier for you as you practice this. So first we'll have the leg over here. You're having the scissor motion against this midsection here with your legs. You're on your side and you take an underhook from the leg as well. So this is the starting position and we're going to do an inversion now. Details to do the inversion here. First, you get your head close. You get your head really close here. Then, you will engage the core now. You will tighten your abdominal muscles here to be able to be a unit. So your legs and your upper body and lower body are a unit now. Okay? So, head close, midsection engaged, and then you start turning on your shoulder a little bit. I start rotating on my shoulder. Okay. And finally, I push my hips back. That's where you go to the full inversion here. I use especially my bottom foot to push my hip back there. I push it back there and I'm back here in the inverted position. And then you can come down here and do many repetitions on one side before you switch to the other. I'll go over again the details. So you're fully on your side. You're using both your leg and your arm to help you in the inversion. Head close. The further you leave the head, the more you go on your neck. So I'll do it from here. I'm on my neck. Not good. Chiropractic. Discs, not good. You should always spin on your upper back, your head light. So your head is close. You engage the core, you're a unit. You turn on your shoulder. And in the end, you push your hip back there. Yeah, give it a try. Okay, we'll continue. So, a couple of pointers for this, as I saw, the guys that I told, a few mistakes that I saw. It's not even a mistake, but once you go here, this is again the position where you can take a little bit of time here, a few seconds, to try to adjust it and get used to this by, again, pushing your hip either further back and your toes can come down here more. Again, you can try to get used to this position more. It's a good drill for that. But we're going to go further here. We're going to take the leg out of there. So we don't start with the leg already here. And that's very essential part of the move, as I told you, as I showed you earlier. When he's going to pull, I need to be able to do it when my leg is not in there. So we're in the same position, but instead of having the top leg over there immediately, rather it's just close to me here. Okay? And now we're going to do the spin again, but a couple of details for you to be able to do it in a good manner. So, some people start to make mistakes if they turn their back trying to go somehow in there, but rather we'll do it this way. Again, you engage your core because you want your body to be a unit here, so you can move well, your whole body can move well. So first thing, you're going to rotate yourself on your bottom shoulder. So you're just going to be rotating a little bit on the shoulder. You're going to come on the shoulder a little. You can use the top leg to give you a little momentum here, and then you just keep it close to you. So little momentum up, and I rotate on my shoulder, and notice that the entire body starts to turn, especially this leg, the knee starts to turn downwards. So, little motion, you rotate on your shoulder and you turn your knee. Little motion, rotate on my shoulder, turn the knee. That's just, I want you to do it a few times so you feel comfortable doing this, and then all you do is just, you put your leg there as you rotate to the end of the spin. But be sure to do it a few times. If it's not comfortable for you, just that you understand how you go there. If you first try to throw it somewhere there and it doesn't work, try to do this just a little bit. On your shoulder, rotate your knee towards the ground. There you are, and then you only extend the leg there, and then head close, hip back, just as we did. Okay, give it a go. So, this is what I wanted to cover about the inversion. I hope you're starting to understand a little bit how to do the inversion. Keep your head close and your hips back. That's one of the most important things that you understand here. Head is always getting deeper there, so you don't go on your neck, and your hip is always going backwards. Your hip is going back there, so you're able to do this spinning motion. And then you can drill these moves, so you can start getting more fluid and more comfortable in these positions. Okay, so we got a bit of a handle on the spin. So next we're going to talk a little about this fundamental open guard posture. Because if you're a bit loose and lazy here, you can be in a very bad spot very quickly. Rather, you should try to, it's something you learn over time as you drill and train open guard and you try to keep this position. You don't have to keep your core engaged like maximum all the time, but at certain points you do want to do quite a big core muscle. You want to use them quite a bit. So, knees are closed, legs are wide. And the thing we're going to do here is this. So you can stand up. You can grab my ankles. And I don't do it yet. I'll just tell you what you're going to do. He's going to take one step and make one pull. And what I want to do here is, so I want to maintain this. I want to need to be able to maintain the legs close, and this my entire body is a unit. So when he pulls a unit, not my legs pull it. I'll show you how it's wrong. He pulls and my legs go this way. So that's bad. He should pull a unit. And it's not only about you use the core to bring your legs closer. So that's what I'm doing here. That's one part. I bring my legs closer using the core muscles and I keep them close. But the other part is also that I do kind of a sit-up motion here. So when he pulls and I do it, he pulls an entire unit, and that's what I try to maintain here. He can do a couple of 2, 3 maybe times pull you, then you can switch. And I'll show you a bit of a shortcut. When we do this exercise, I would not rather that you use your hands here, because that'll relax your core muscles, and you can do it in live situations. It's fine to keep your hands here and really maintain this position using the hands as well. But now as we're trying to work the core and try to understand this position without the hands, and later on you'll also be using the hands to do a lot of other things. Framing, getting grips there, you won't always have them here. So he pulls, and I'm a unit here. My knees don't get away from my body. Okay, grab a partner, do it a few times. So, again, it's really important that you maintain this posture when he starts to do whatever passes he's going to do. That the first thing really is just maintenance of this position, that you make it rigid in your core, and you have this nice posture in. Then you're ready to react whatever he's going to do. But next up, now we're going to go more. So at this point, I want you to have a grasp on this fundamental posture, that your legs are wide and you keep them close and you maintain this here. You maintain using your core muscles, a lot of your core muscles. And then you have also an understanding, at least when you have an underhook here, that you're able to spin here. So these are the two things that we've covered so far. But now we're going to go more into an outside passing situation. And when, just grab, we're going to use there's many variations of an outside passing. It could be a toreando, it could be a leg drag, or anything in between them, and mixes of those things. But essentially, he's always in the outside passing, my legs are going to be on one side and he's going to be on the other side. But a really general rule would be that I would always want to be towards the guy. So when you go a little bit on one side, I would like to be tilted on that side. That makes it much easier for me to recover the guard. And here's, we're going to understand a couple of things. So the fundamental point about when he's passing on the outside, or when he's even passing on the inside, coming with the knee slides and stuff, is to be able to recover your far leg. So he's on my left side. To be able to get that leg back into the game. And now I'm good. I have frames in my legs. I'm able to continue the game very easily. So that's the really golden goal here. He's going to come on the outside. He's going to do here. I need to get my leg, that far leg, into the game, in between us. And then I'm able to do the inversion. So that's the goal. But to be able to bring that leg over easily, the movement of this leg is restricted by the position of the other leg. And what does that mean? That means that if he pushes my knee this side, my hip, this side of the hip is looking that way. And now I try to recover and I'm like, hey, hey. Okay, it doesn't work. But instead, when he pushes or pulls and I turn this one down there, I'm able to have this nice range of motion in this leg to be able to put it in there. So, you go on the bottom. What we're going to do next is, so I grab his leg and I just try to push it across a little bit. Just diagonally across. I try to tilt his hips to that side. That's what I do. I'm not trying to pass hard. We're just, for the exercise, I just grab the ankle, one hand, two hands, and I just try to push it across it. And now, what are you going to do on the bottom? So I have this posture. My core is rigid. You can keep your elbows on the mat. You're going to be using the elbows quite a bit in a moment. So, and when he's going to push my leg diagonally across here, I let go of the ankle, like I let it go. He can push it this way. But at the same time, I push against him from my knee. So as the ankle comes this way, the knee goes that way. And again, I do it from the core, from the thigh muscles. I do it from that. And so, even if I just do it like this, he could still put a little bit more pressure and you tilt me over him. So that's why you'll use your elbow as a base. So now when he pushes, I use my core, I use my thigh muscles to push the knee back there, and I use my elbow as a base so that no matter how much he pushes, of course he could later on try to step close to me and kind of throw me over, but we're not going to get into that today. You'd have to do the same move, but even better. But for the beginning, you start to understand what is required for you to be able to start reacting to this passing. So I have this posture. He grabs it. That's what I want you to do. That's what I want you to do. He grabs. He pushes here. I resist him from my core and from my thigh muscle to push my knee outside there, and I use my far elbow as a base. Again, do it. I resist him. I resist him here. Again, I keep my core engaged. I resist him here. I turn towards the guy. That's it. That's what I want you to do next. Go. So it's very important to understand this part of the. There's quite a bit of coordination already going on, where you have to keep your core engaged and using your leg muscles and your hand there. Go on the bottom. So just to be, we'll do it from a little bit different drill, but the same thing really. So I grab the ankle, and I'm not even trying to really push it at this time. I'm just grabbing the ankle. I'm not doing anything else. I'm just grabbing the ankle. And I want you, from your own initiation, to try to turn this knee using your core, using your thigh muscles, to try to turn that knee down there between my legs. Yes, very nice. Yeah. And you can, even though I'm not pushing now, you can still put the elbow there and use it as a base a little bit. So I'm not pushing you yet, you do it on your own. There we go. You turn it, rotate it a lot down there towards the ground. Again, I'll do it a few more times. So I only grab the ankle and just keep a hold of it. I don't push it yet. And he does the movement himself, exactly. He coordinates his core, he uses the elbow as a base, and he turns the knee down there. One more time. Grab the ankle. There we go. Nice. Go again. Try to. So, the next step in this mission is going to be what I like to go to learn elbow shrimp. Okay? If it doesn't make sense to you at first, it will make soon enough. So, we'll do it on our own. So you'll just grab a little bit of space for yourself and then you try to do this movement. So I'm in this open guard posture. I keep my knees close to me. I maintain this core pressure here. I put my elbow to the side. Okay? So I have my elbow on the side there. And now I want to move my hip here. That's what I want to do. Using the elbow as a point of base, I need to move my hip there. And the way you're going to do it is you're going to use a little bit of momentum from your legs. You're going to get a little bit of momentum going. So your hip gets off the mat. You have a very small area of your mat, of your back against the mat. And then when you're in the air, you're just going to use it off the floor to pull your hip against the elbow. So it's going to look like this. And that's fine. Just bring your hip close to the elbow. Elbow is there, and I'm going to just pull myself against the elbow. Once again, you're using a lot of your core. Your legs are coming close to you, using your core muscles, and then you pull and push off the mat to bring your hip against the elbow. There we go. And you just land on your back here. Land on your back here. This little movement here. Okay, let's try to understand that next. There we go. Yeah, little by little. So at this point, we're gonna put a couple of things together now. So he's gonna grab my ankle, and before he's gonna push as well, but not immediately. So first he just grabs my ankle. As I told you, we're gonna make it very simple. I tried to make you understand all of the things that are in that movement. So he just grabs my ankle, so I know he's about to push this leg. So you can, in the head, you can coordinate yourself for ready for this movement. So I can already put this hand on the mat. I know this is gonna be my base. I engage my core. I can already start leaning using my core and my thigh muscles to bring the knee towards the ground between his legs. That's what I'm trying to aim it there. And when he pushes, I lift off the mat and I bring my hip, look, on this side. I already naturally brought the leg over as well. It comes very naturally as you do this. But the key moment is to understand that I have my posture here. I'm even already everything is ready. My elbow is there, my knee is already a little bit pressured there. And when he pushes me, I bring my hip out from underneath. And we can do this immediately. I can bring this foot, I keep the knee close to me, and then I just direct it over there. You don't need any contact with them. It's not gold to get a contact there. All you need to do is just kind of aim it at his knee-thigh level here. So you're very on your side. So you don't stay on your back here, but you try to turn like to the other side. Again, he grabs it. I have my base there. I know when he's going to push me, I'm going to use the elbow to get off the mat a little bit. Also, his grip is a point of contact. Where he's gripping, I can push it like downwards here to lift myself a little bit. So, again, everything is ready. He pushes, hips off the mat, and I turn. There. Again, he pushes, that leg there. If it helps you at first, as you get better at this, you'll understand more. But if it helps you, you can try to aim it maybe on the hip. So go again. I aim it maybe on the hip here. So you have some certain vision there. Later on, it doesn't really matter as long as it's kind of low here. So I'm able to go into the spinning motion. Again, one more time. Get ready for the movement by placing your elbow on the mat, by starting to keep the pressure to the outside. And when he steps close to it, pushes, I move my hip out from underneath and I bring my leg over. Okay, go. So, one more exercise that we're going to do is to try to emphasize you to really use your hand, the elbow, try to use the leg, the one that is gripping, and then get into that position where when you're on your upper back, so you can rotate easily. Okay, so basically the same thing. He's gonna grab it, I'm ready, he's gonna push it, and then I just try to get it a little bit over here. Don't try to aim this leg right now to go over there. Just try to bring the toes over your head, so you're in kind of a backward rollish position. So he pushes, and I bring it up here. That's it. I'm on my upper back. My foot is there. Later on, you could use your hands to try to grab his legs and then rotate yourself in the end. But we try to emphasize you getting up on your upper back, so you're in that inverted position. Again, he grabs it. I'm ready. He pushes, and I just bring it over here. I just bring it over at this point. I still try to turn my knee. I'm here, and you're gonna finish this movement with grab. Now you grab a hold of his leg, and then you pull yourself into a spin. One more time. Everything the same. Elbow is on the mat. I'm resisting here. When he grips it here, he should feel some resistance from your leg. Resistance meaning you turn your knee out there. His grip feels resistance. Now he pushes. I come over here. And then I can use my hands to bring myself into a full spin. Go. I should feel a little bit resistance. Okay, so now where I want you to try the whole move, but because there are varied levels of people here. Yeah, to some of you it's more natural. You've trained it more, and whether consciously or subconsciously, you can spin well, and it comes easily. So that you can just try the movement where you simply just pull my leg, and I try to react to that to get into the inversion as it's pulling. But to most of you, because there was a lot of I see a lot of you, it didn't come quite fluently, yeah? It doesn't come very natural. That means you haven't done it too much. There's skills in the coordination of your legs and your core muscles. There's much to be drilled. These exercises to start getting, for you to have a very nice open guard here, they should come very fluently to you. You should train them to push it. He pushes my legs, and I should be able to move around here, look for stuff as I go here, inversion, trying to get there. It all consists of these things that we have done so far. And if you want to have a nice spinning open guard, and you're able to keep your legs close and inverted, you should do these drills. But grab a hold of my leg. So the last thing we're going to do here, he grabs the hold of your leg. As I told you, if you feel very comfortable, this is nothing new to you. He can just pull it, and I just react to it. But stop. So the most of you, what I want you to do is, again, get yourself in a pre-positioned state. So when he grabs this here, you know this leg is going to be pulled. Again, my elbow is out there. And you start to bring this knee close to you. It's already aiming towards that side. My upper body is kind of a little bit like pushed towards that side. And now when he pulls it here, he kind of almost itself brings you into that spinning position to get that move done. Again, I'm ready here. My leg is coming over here. My knee is turning towards there. My upper body starts to get there. And the only thing I do when he pulls is I make that, and it almost itself pulls me into that position. So again, go. So I go into it. Or if you're very, very good at this, and it just pulls, I don't need to do anything. I just do the move. Try it a few times now, the entire move, and then I will talk a little bit more to finish this class. Okay, go. I just want to bring one point up, because a lot of people were having this mistake. So, it all starts from the very first thing that we did. Just throw your heads over and get comfortable here. Now, to be able to be in this position, I need to have my legs, they're balancing me towards that side, yeah? They're keeping me here. I bring them too much here, I start to fall off. And again, it's coordination. You should try to maintain this position as you're doing this. This is what's hard in Jiu-Jitsu, is the coordination. Your hands are doing this and my core is doing that, and then I switch between the techniques and I keep doing this. That's hard. It's not about being too fast or too strong or that. You'll see on top of jiu-jitsu, there's guys like Roger Gracie, who is kind of slow guy. You'll see he's very methodical and very slow. And he goes and he goes and he beats you. But then there's like Marcelo Garcia, who's very explosive. He beats you. So there's not one muscle type you need, but you need your coordination. That's important. And this is a very simple but very fundamental example of this. So as he's pushing this, a lot of you are keeping the leg too much here, and then you're trying to get in there, and then you fall off there. While when he brought, I think here, I'm not falling off anymore because this is balancing me here. My head is there. It shouldn't come off here halfway. I keep it close to me in front of there, so it keeps me in that position. To many of you, I saw many of you falling down midway here. So you started it, but you keep the leg here. And now nothing is keeping me well in that spinning position. So I'm like, but again, it keeps me here. This leg, having that in front there, keeps me in that position. Again, try it a few times. But all in all, this is one of the most, at least in my opinion, one of the most important movements you need to have for a good open guard. And I also hope that you understood that it consists of many little things. The movement is very complex in its nature. But if you break it down and you do these drills of the smaller parts that it consists of, you start to get better. And that's, again, it's something that I've started to get more towards to as I keep teaching over the years and years. It's about 17 years now that I have done jiu-jitsu. And having these fundamental movements, how do you just move your hip and coordinate your legs and arms, that's really what carries over to a lot of techniques. Okay, I thank you for the class, and I have another class on Saturday where I will go in the same manner, but I will do berimbolo. It's something that I personally enjoy a lot, but I'll try to break it down in a quite similar way. That's just one move we're going to do. We're just going to do a berimbolo from the seated, we're not even going to do the standing part, just you understand how to do it. Okay, thank you. See you again.